Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to Wild Magnolia Tarot. My name is Maddie, and this is your weekly reading for August 2nd through August 8th. Quick disclaimer, this is a general reading and cannot resonate with everybody. Take what does resonate, leave what doesn't. And if none of it resonates, check out one of your other signs, like your moon sign or your rising sign, or feel free to go check out one of the many other talented readers on this platform who may have something more attuned to your situation this week. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a doctor, lawyer, physician, counselor, or anything else that requires certification. I'm simply somebody with a very deep passion for the tarot. And anything that I say resembling advice is based solely on my opinion, my experiences, my knowledge, my interpretations of the cards, and any other little bits and pieces that may come to me intuitively from time to time during the reading. So with that out of the way, we'll go ahead and we'll get started. I'm starting out the reading this week with an archetype card. I already selected it before I started recording, so you wouldn't have to listen to me shuffle awkwardly. You guys got Apocolypsis. So before you freak out, it is not the end of the world, although it may be the end of your world, but the beginning of a rebirth, okay, a new beginning for you guys. Apocolypsis requires that your perspective, your way of thinking, your way of living is completely deconstructed, destroyed, in order for you to rebirth a new way of thinking, a new way of living. There's some kind of understanding that you will come to that will destroy everything that you've ever thought you knew or understood about yourself, about life, around the people around you. About the people around you. But it's all for the greater purpose of knowledge and understanding, growth, evolution. These things were like so much better in theory than in practice. Okay, so as you could probably already tell from what I've said so far, this is a painful process. Unfortunately, there's no way around it. This is death on an emotional level, on a mental level, on a spiritual level. This is like a total wipeout when in terms of, your entire perspective. The things that you thought you knew that kept you grounded are going to be gone. You may not know who you are, who anybody else is, what's real, what's important, what truly matters. You may lose sense of meaning for a time as you move through this cycle, this situation, okay, this apocalypse in your own personal life. But I promise you that it is so that you can find a better way of living and a better way of existing, so that you can come to a more true and genuine understanding of life and your personal experiences. It is, all things considered, a very good, very positive thing, and it's very necessary for your growth, for your personal evolution, okay? So, hopefully we're not freaking out too much yet. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull another card from the Moonology deck. This is going to give me an idea of what cosmic or lunar or celestial, whatever you want to call it, what influences from outer space are coming into play in your life, in your situation, right now, this week, this month. Get a card for Scorpio, please. I had two come out for you guys. First is the new moon in Cancer, okay? You and your loved ones are safe. So this is very important. Keep this in mind at all times. You are safe. No matter how bad things seem to get, no matter how painful the situation is, you and your loved ones are safe. And then the second card we got was another Cancer card. The full moon in Cancer. A personal issue reaches resolution. This is probably the entire purpose of this apocalypsis event in your life. Okay, something that has been giving you problems, something that has been holding you down and affecting you in a very negative way for far too long is finally going to come to an end. And it's going to end with you having a new understanding about yourself and the cause of this situation, whatever it was, and your place within it. And also, what's really important to you in your life. Let's see if I can stack these two cards on the same holder. It can be done. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and we'll turn to the tarot. Get the four major things out of the way: the material, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. What's going on with the material for Scorpio this week? We have the Hierophant. Okay? The teacher. This also has to do with tradition, or culture, society, but like the rules that life plays by, or that we play by in life, that are established on old knowledge, old foundations. Old isn't necessarily bad, but this does refer to a traditional way of doing things, a traditional way of understanding things. Relating this to the material is difficult. So, I'm going to draw another card for clarification on the Hierophant and the material position. Can you get some clarification on the Hierophant and the material position, please? We have the Ace of Wires. So this tells me that it's time for a new way of doing things in the material realm. So this could be a new line of work, a new career, some kind of change in the way that you use resources. This is very creative energy as well. You may have to get creative when it comes to the material. Perhaps how you use your resources, or how you allocate resources, how you bring in money and income. Let's see what else we can get out on the table to help us bring some clarity to that. We'll go ahead and we'll move on for now, and then we'll come back to it. Let's move on to the mental. How is Scorpio doing mentally this week? This can have to do with mental health. Mental health is very important for me, and so I will incorporate it into my readings as much as possible on my channel. It won't resonate with everybody, and I do recognize that, but for some, mental health is also very important, and so I do include it. We have the Temperance card, and we have it in reverse, so there is a mental imbalance here. An imbalance in the way you're thinking. You could be overthinking a lot of things. You may be operating and have made assumptions on bad information. This could also indicate an actual chemical imbalance within the brain. You could be depressed, you could be manic, or be struggling with some other mental illness. So that's to be kept in mind. In case you are going through a rough time and you're looking for insight in that realm, you may consider seeing somebody, talking to somebody about what you're going through at this time, who may be able to help you. Okay, let's see how you guys are doing emotionally. Matters of the heart. How is Scorpio doing emotionally this week? We have the Queen of Arms, which is the Queen of Swords. In reverse, tells me that you're struggling to come to terms with your own personal truth. You're struggling to understand a situation for what it really is. And this is getting in the way of making judgments, making decisions. Okay? You may have been manipulated, and so you have a very twisted view of your reality at this time because you're just not, you don't have the information you need. Okay, this takes me back to this Temperance card in reverse. You may have been acting or living or basing decisions and ideas off of bad information, and this bad information, the source of this information could be an individual who has their own personal reasons to give you bad information. Okay, there's a potential for deception here as well, and because of that, you may feel very lost at this time. All right, let's get an idea real quick for how you guys are doing on the spiritual level. We have the Apprentice of Vials, which in this deck is the Page of Cups. So you see how he's wearing this mask. And he has the wires, and the wires have to do with fire energy. This is the connection to spirit and the connection to the subconscious. But the eyes are blinded. He can't see reality. And this allows him to be an effective dreamer, strong imagination, strong creativity, but out of control or in an imbalance, this can lead to moodiness and almost like a delusional mindset. Everything, of course, all good things can be brought out of balance and become something bad, something negative. Let me get some clarification on that for you guys. Can I clarify the Apprentice of Vials in the spiritual position, please? We have the Empress, okay? This is the mother, the ultimate queen, the nurturer. There's also very strong, fertile, and creative energy associated with the Empress, as well as the Apprentice of Vials, the Page of Cups. Creating your own reality. Manifesting your own reality. Nurturing those aspects of your life that you want to continue to grow and bring life into, okay? Things that you want that would make you happy. Things that you want to believe in. Okay, putting a lot of energy into that to try to bring it into being. I guess the most important bit of advice with that would be to make sure that your heart is in the right place and that you are well intended. Because humans are very powerful creatures and we can manifest damn near anything. But if our heart's in the wrong place, if we have bad intentions, then that's what we're going to manifest. That's what we're going to bring into being. Okay, so what I'm getting so far, guys, from what I have on the table now, this, my apologies. This Apocolypsis card here, in relation to everything we have on the table, actually indicates to me that when the veil is lifted from in front of you, okay, and you're finally seeing some situation or your entire situation for what it really is, it'll be painful and disappointing. You'll feel lied to. You may feel like you've wasted time seeing things the wrong way your whole life, potentially. But this leaves room for you to create a new reality that is aligned with your values, that makes you happy, and that nourishes you and everyone that's still around you that you love and care for. I do get that you have a very strong support system, so as you move through this situation, there are going to be people who love you and support you and who are there to catch you when you fall and hold your hand, and it's a shoulder to cry on, okay? You're not alone in this, absolutely. You're not alone. This is definitely a time when you are coming into your own truth, finally. And you're not going to depend on anybody else to reinforce or validate that truth for you. You're going to feel it, that it's real. And this is going to be very freeing for you. For some reason, whatever your situation may be, for some of you, not all of you, of course, but for some of you, you feel like you have not been able to create the life that you want for yourself. And perhaps you didn't even know why. And that may be made clear to you very soon, if it hasn't already. And once you're able to fully grieve the reality that you thought you knew that you feel like you're losing, then you're going to realize that you can make the life for yourself that you want, that you can do anything. You can create anything. Okay, so much creative energy on this table today. And also support from spirit, or God, or whatever you want to call it, okay? Going back to the full and new moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe, and a personal issue reaches resolution. So you're protected, and you are being guided at this time. As long as you can find a way to find a space or a time to be peaceful and quiet and still and listen for that guidance. That's going to be very important. So let's go ahead and let's see what else is going on. I'm going to get a card for what the major or the main situation is going to be that you're going to encounter this week. Main situation for Scorpio this week, please. We have the 9 of Wires in reverse. This is, you're done with the situation. Okay, it's wearing you down. It's breaking you. Absolutely. You've been carrying a burden for far too long. You may not have even realized it. And you've been stuck in survival mode for quite a while now as well. Perhaps for so long that you forgot what it was like to be able to just be in the moment and enjoy life. Constantly feeling like you have to be prepared for the next fight, the next battle, the next thing that goes wrong. So for this to be in reverse, this tells me that while there may be some of you who are feeling paranoid this week about a situation, for a number of you, this situation is coming to a close. Again, 9 and 10, these are the numbers of completion. Well, 10 is completion, but 9 is almost there. Okay, so this is almost wrapped up for you. This painful and stressful situation that you're in is almost over. Something is going to happen. There's going to be a confrontation of some kind that is going to finally bring resolution and bring this situation into balance again. Okay, wrongs are going to be righted. Lies are going to be exposed. Truths are going to be exposed. And this is going to allow for a lot of clarity. And then perhaps once you have that clarity, you'll be able to decide whether or not it's worth it to you to continue to carry a burden that may not have been for you to carry to begin with. So now let's see what challenges you may encounter this week. Challenges for Scorpio this week, please. We have the 2 of Arms, the 2 of Swords. Okay, this is almost could be like a stalemate. It's a really hard decision that you have to make. You may feel drawn between 2 people, 2 different situations, 2 different obligations. You feel pulled in 2 different directions. And until these truths are revealed, okay, then it's going to be really hard for you to decide. You're not going to know who to trust or who to believe. I'd say go with your heart on that one, though. I think you do know the truth about the situation to a degree. You can feel it. You know which decision is right and which decision may feel safer, but isn't right for you. Let's see what other challenge you may encounter this week. This is a difficult one. And by which I mean, it's a hard word to say. Ereshkigal. I apologize. I'm just really, really sorry about that. Queen of Shadows. Wrath, instability, and suspicion. This could be somebody that you're dealing with. Alright? When it comes to suspicion, it could be you who's suspicious. You may have had some suspicions about a situation or an individual that you're dealing with for quite a while now, and these are coming back up again this week as this situation plays out. This one could really go both ways. Actually, it could actually mean both. You may be suspicious of somebody who is also wrathful and unstable. Someone who's willing to manipulate and hurt anybody who gets in their way to get what they want out of a situation. And this is going to be made clear to you. But because we do have this card on the table, this kind of confirms to me that you knew all along that something was not right with this person or this situation. You felt it very deeply, subconsciously, and what is revealed to you will probably merely be confirmation for you guys. Maybe you find yourself in a situation where you've been able to kind of blind yourself to it, ignore signs, ignore red flags. Okay, but to a degree, you were kind of aware. Alright, so now I'm going to pull a card for subconscious influences affecting you guys this week. Something from your subconscious that may be playing into this situation and affecting you guys. This could also be something that you know on an unconscious level that Spirit wants you to be aware of. Okay. So we have hierarchy. So this could be somebody that you see as either being above you or lower than you. Because we have this Queen here. And so we got the Queen of Shadows and we got the Queen of Swords. This may be somebody that you've held, kind of put up on a pedestal, held up above yourself. Someone that you look up to. Because we do have a lot of queens, and we even have the Empress over here. This could be somebody who is a mother type figure, or a grandmother, or just an older woman or a female character in your life that you look up to, who may turn out to be the deceptive force in this situation. Tripping over my words. Tripping over my teeth. So definitely just because you have a lot of respect for somebody, just because they're older than you, more mature than you, just because you've always looked up to them does not mean that they might not be in the wrong in the situation. Keep that in mind. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull a card for what kinds of energies you're attracting to yourself this week. And the kind of energy you attract is directly related to the kind of energy that you are putting out and sending into the universe. So do keep that in mind as well. What energies are Scorpio attracting to themselves this week? Clairvoyance and understanding. Okay, and this is directly related to truth. And it also just kind of includes psychic ability. Okay, that sixth sense that you may have. You may have a sixth sense. You may have some psychic abilities. And that would be why you have suspected this person here, this Queen of Shadows, as being a malevolent force in this situation that is affecting you. And so as you start to learn the truth of the situation and these facts are revealed to you, then perhaps you'll come to start trusting your own understandings, your own sixth sense a little more. I also kind of tie this back into the Page of Cups. I don't know why I tripped up on that for a second. Like, you're intuiting a lot. You have a very strong intuition. You've gone to a lot of work to ignore it, to shut it down, to close it out. Either by convincing yourself that you're wrong or that you don't believe in such things. Substances can also help with shutting out your intuition and silencing your inner voice. Are you doing anything, Scorpio, to yourself or in your life to try to silence your own inner voice? Think about that as well. You might want to stop that. Because living in a delusion hasn't helped you. It's hurt you greatly. It's caused you a lot of pain. And it's all about to fall down anyway. Glass houses and all that. Don't be afraid of your intuition. Don't be afraid of truth and reality. I think you're afraid that you'll be disappointed by what is really going on. That you'll be disappointed by the true way of the universe. But honestly, I think that you would be very wrong about that. There's so much more to this world, to life, to consciousness in general, than what you are aware of right now in your current mindset, in your current perspective. There are other ways to entertain your attention. I guess that may not make sense. I don't know. This isn't all there is to your life. Okay? Think you're afraid that if the situation falls apart, that you're going to be left with nothing. And that's far from the truth. You have a lot going for you guys right now. I mean, just as a Scorpio, you guys are powerhouses. You can manifest anything. You can have whatever you want. A lot of you do. The ones that I know personally, man, there ain't nothing they can do. Excuse me, nothing they can't do. They can do anything. And a lot of them do. And if you're not doing anything that you want to do, it's because you're not allowing yourself. So it's time to release yourself from those chains, whatever's holding you back, which really honestly is just this situation with this toxic person who's, you know, got you all twisted up and believing all kinds of bullshit that ain't real. Alright? So let's move on from that. I'm going to pull a couple of cards to give us an idea of what strengths you already have within yourself that you may or may not be aware of that can be helpful for you this week. I'm drawing these cards from the Enchanted Blossoms deck, dragons with, I was right. Dragons with butterfly wings. I don't know, they're super pretty. Every card is positive, so we're not going to get any more painful messages from these. So we have happiness, and we have love. Again, dragons with butterfly wings. Soak it in. Happiness is available, and you are loved. And you are very loving yourself. You're full of it. That's why you've gotten yourself stuck in this situation to begin with. Well, excuse me, you haven't really gotten yourself stuck in this situation, but you got sucked into it. You got sucked into it by someone that you love. But don't let this harden your heart or convince you to be less loving, because that's one of your greatest strengths, is your ability to love so unconditionally. And your ability to see the good in the little things, the good in life, to enjoy the moment. This is a quality that you already possess, that perhaps you've forgotten in your pain, in your stress, and by distracting yourself. By however you choose to distract yourself. There's so many ways. Alright, so the next two cards I'm going to pull are going to be cards that give us a little bit of advice from Spirit for you in this situation that you're in right now. First card of advice is death. Which we already kind of had an idea that this is what was going to occur for you guys. It also says transmigration. Okay, so like this death includes movement into another realm of existence. Going into the light. Don't be afraid of this death. Embrace it. It may be the greatest thing that ever happened to you. Okay, one more card of advice for Scorpio before we wrap this up. Okay, interesting. We have totem animals. The whole idea behind totem animals is the idea of identifying with an animal that possesses certain traits that you would like to have, or that would be beneficial to you at this time in this situation. Let's see what kind of animals do we have on the table for right now. So we had the moon, so we've got the wolf, and then we have the wolves on this card as well. We have the beetle, the scarab, and dragons, and butterflies. So strength, endurance, freedom, and transformation. Those are the types of vibes that I get from the animals that are on the table right now. So if visualization techniques are helpful to you, or certain kinds of meditations, definitely consider integrating something that has to do with totem animals into your spiritual practice if you have one, and if you don't have one, consider starting. Just imagine what you want to possess, the superpower you want to possess that could help you in your situation personally. Obviously, it's going to be different for everybody. I'll use the wolf as an example because it's what's on the table. The wolf is a pack animal. The wolf is strong. It's a protector. a superior sense of smell and hearing. It can sense things that most others cannot. Not to get too macabre on you guys, but like, I've heard stories of tracking dogs for the police, like cadaver dogs, trace the scent of a body that was someone who had passed away decades, and I mean like 50 years before, and they smelled their scent still in a space where they were stored and then moved from 50 years into the past. So the dog's ability to seek out the truth, to find answers, could be very useful to you guys, just as an example. And so a way that you could put this into practice or invoke totem animals, the way that some cultures have done it in the past was by using the skins or the furs, or making a mask. You could just literally like draw it on a piece of paper. If you like to work with sigils, and you know how to make your own, which if you don't know, you can look it up on literally like on Pinterest. Create a sigil that, you know, only has meaning to you, that is tied or connected in some way to an animal that possesses the traits that would be useful to you, that would make you feel better and comforted. And then, you know, draw it, put it on a piece of paper, keep it in your pocket. You'd be surprised at how powerful something like that can be, even if you're the only one who knows about it. So, that might sound a little wacky, but that's what came out in the cards. Hopefully it was helpful to some of you guys. If this reading did resonate with you, and you enjoyed it, or appreciated it at the very least, it was a rough one, so you don't necessarily have to enjoy it. But if it was helpful, please feel free to like this video and subscribe to my channel so that you can get updated when I upload new videos every week. I do weeklies, and I'm also going to start doing more on the side as well, like in between weeklies. If you have any suggestions for readings that you would like to see me do on my channel, please leave it in a comment. I am definitely open to new ideas. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Take care.